Roman Abramovich is one of the world's richest people, with more zeros in his bank account than his phone number. Some might know him as the Russian tycoon who cashed in $5 billion when he sold Chelsea FC, or as Vladimir Putin's close pal, which brought him both fame and trouble. But let's concentrate on the good stuff. This man knows how to live large. When you've got stacks of cash, what do? You splurge on all the fancy stuff, of course. We're talking yachts, luxury cars, private planes, the whole shebang. And when it comes to cribs, they're no ordinary houses. We're talking mansions worth a staggering $412 million. Yeah, you read that right. Let's take you on a virtual tour of these mind-blowing mansions. The Manhattan Mansion. This guy has more money than he knows what to do with. In 2021, his net worth was $14.5 billion, making him the second richest person in Israel. Then he hit a little speed bump and dipped to $6.9 billion in 2022. But hey, don't feel bad for him, because even though his wealth dipped, he managed to claw his way back up to $9.2 billion in 2023. Talk about financial roller coasters. Now, let's dive into this outrageous mansion of his. Abramovich had this crazy idea of combining not one, not two, but 3 townhouses. Well, one mansion just isn't enough for someone with a fortune that could probably buy a small country. So he goes ahead and drops $78 million on these adjacent buildings on East 75th Street. The mansion is a 19,400 square foot palace with a fancy glass facade, and it's not just any glass, it's bulletproof glass. And inside, you'll find everything your heart desires. There's a pool, a fitness center that'll make your local gym look like a rundown garage, a spa that'll make you feel like you're floating on clouds, and an art gallery that's probably fancier than the Louvre. But here's the interesting part. Abramovich also bought a 4th townhouse on the same block in 2017 for $18 million. Surprisingly, he decided not to use it for his mansion. Nevertheless, this mansion is still one of the biggest and most expensive homes in all of Manhattan. But before we get to the next one, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. The Finning Hill Estate Mansion. This stunning estate is located near the village of Rogate in West Sussex. Abramovich bought it back in 1999 for $15.72 million from Kerry Packer, an Australian publisher and broadcaster. This estate is so massive, it could practically have its own zip code. We're talking a whopping 420 acres of land, complete with not just 1, but 5 houses and 9 cottages. It's like Abramovich wanted to create his own little luxury village. Now, let's take a peek inside the main house. It's got 8 bedrooms and 5 reception rooms, all decked out with elegant furniture and beautiful artwork. This place has it all. A swimming pool? Check. A tennis court? Double check. A helipad? Of course. Who needs a driveway when you can land a helicopter right on your property? And if that's not enough, there's even a private lake. This place has quite the history. Some pretty well-known people have owned it in the past. In fact, back in 2007, it was valued at a staggering 18 million pounds, which is around 23.58 million US dollars. That's some serious real estate gold right there. But hey, even paradise has its downsides. Unfortunately, Abramovich's ownership of the estate got cut short due to his divorce settlement with his ex-wife. Even billionaires can't escape the troubles of love and the reality of divorce court drama. The Chateau De La Croix. Guess who went all out and bought the fanciest, most extravagant property in France? Abramovich. Who else could afford such lavishness? Now, let's paint you a picture. The Chateau De La Croix is like the king of all mansions. It has 12 bedrooms and 8 bathrooms, and it sits on 12 acres of land overlooking the stunning Mediterranean Sea. Talk about a room with a view. When Abramovich bought the mansion back in 2001, nobody knew exactly how much he paid for it, but it must have been a fortune. And he didn't just buy the house, he spent over $40 million on renovations. He decided that a regular-sized swimming pool just wouldn't cut it, so he added a 50-foot rooftop swimming pool, a gigantic gym, a home cinema, and let's not forget the pièce de résistance, a 12-acre garden that's probably more beautiful than the Palace of Versailles. It's got perfectly manicured lawns, exotic plants that'll make you question if you're still on Earth, and enough fountains and sculptures to make you feel like you're in an art gallery. This place is like a real-life playground. It's got a tennis court and a helipad for those grand entrances, and if he ever feels like fishing, he's got a private lake. So, you're probably wondering how much this fantasy land is worth now? Well, it's estimated to be $120 million. It's obvious billionaires don't bat an eye at the price tag. But there's a plot twist. In April 2022, the French authorities swooped in and seized Chateau De La Croix along with 11 other properties owned by Abramovich. It turns out it's all because of those pesky sanctions against Russia for their invasion of Ukraine. It's definitely a big deal. If you're enjoying the video, why not hit the subscribe button? Don't miss out on future content that will keep you entertained and coming back for more. The Kensington Mansion. This mansion is one of the swankiest and most wallet-draining residences in the UK. It's located at 16 Kensington Palace Gardens, which is like the ultimate address for billionaires. The street is so fancy, they call it Billionaire's Row. It's a super posh area, near embassies and even Kensington Palace, where the British royal family lives. Imagine having neighbors like that. Let's check out the details of this place. It's like a hotel, but better. It has 15 bedrooms, and guess what? The property is Grade 2 listed, which is just a fancy way of saying it's historically and architecturally significant. It used to be the Russian embassy and was official when it housed the Soviet Union's diplomatic mission. In 2009, Abramovich bought it for $157.2 million, and it's currently on the market for a price tag of over $196.5 million. Who's got that kind of cash lying around? Abramovich, apparently. This place has all the bells and whistles. There's a swimming pool tucked away in the basement with a retractable floor. So if you need a ballroom, no problem. Just raise that floor and voila, instant party central. Abramovich spared no expense and decked this mansion out with a gym and a home cinema. And let's not forget about the top-notch security measures. We're talking bulletproof glass, cameras, sensors, and alarms. That works. It's like living in Fort Knox, but with a touch of glam. Oh, and there's even a private underground tunnel. This place is like a billionaire's paradise. His other real estate portfolios? Roman Abramovich, the man of many mansions, also has a sweet pad in Colorado. It's a massive 14,300 square foot mansion located near Snowmass Village, and it's the definition of luxury. This place has 11 bedrooms and 12 bathrooms and sits on 200 acres of land. It's like having your own private kingdom in the mountains. The design of this place is sleek and modern. It was built in 2004 by an architect named Bart Vorzanger, who clearly knows a thing or two about making a statement. Abramovich didn't waste any time getting his hands on this gem. He scooped it up in 2008 for $36.5 million. That's enough money to buy a lifetime supply of ski gear. At the time, it was the third most expensive real estate transaction in Pitkin County, Colorado. It's like Abramovich said, I want the best and I want it now. Abramovich also owns a smaller chalet-style home in Snowmass Village. It's like his cozy little hideaway in the mountains. He got it in 2008 for $11.8 million. But Abramovich isn't done globetrotting. He also got himself a fancy hotel in Tel Aviv, Israel. This guy knows how to vacation in style. He splurged $25 million on the hotel in 2015 and then decided it needed a $30 million makeover. Talk about taking home away from home to a whole new level. There's a chance the towels in that hotel have a higher thread count than an average man's entire wardrobe. It's like a 5-star hotel, but on Abramovich's terms. You'd agree that these mansions are enough to make anyone go, man, I wish I had that kind of cash. But hey, let's not lose hope. Maybe one day we'll be sipping fancy drinks by our very own private pool, just like Abramovich. So, take a deep breath and let yourself dream. If Abramovich can make it happen, maybe someday we can too. Let us know which of these mansions caught your eye in the comments section. For more videos like this, make sure to subscribe by clicking the button below.